My feelings, my feelings, my feelings which I am birthing. My feelings are my children, and I have them to nurture and nurse and grow and feed and take care of until they mature. I also know that my feelings live on my breath. And when I breastfeed them, when I feed my feelings, they take in the food, they take the breath that I give them, they go to sleep, they mature, they grow up, but I have to feed them. So when I know that breastfeeding my feelings is my only real job, paying attention to them and feeding them is my only real job, using my breath, spending my breath on my feelings becomes easy because I have my breath. It is my fuel. It is my resource. And that this is what I have to give to my feelings. I'm at ease. I'm comfortable. Because it doesn't matter what my feelings are. I have enough breath to take care of their needs. Let's say it's a sadness, a feeling of sadness, or an emotion of sadness. The way to take care of that is to quietly go into a corner or wherever I am and focus on that feeling. Focus my breath on that feeling. Take some nice deep breaths. And like any other child, when they awaken and begin to cry, and the mother gives them the breast, which in our case is the breath, and they've had enough. They feed until they've had enough. Then they go to sleep, or they're satisfied and they go to play. And that is the same thing with our emotions or our feelings. When they wake up and they get our attention, they come to us and say, "Hey, I'm feeling sad." We take them, we give them some nice deep breaths. We nurture them. We send them on their way. But they're not going to leave. They're not going to be quiet until they're satisfied, until they feel secure. So our job is to know the formula for breastfeeding our feelings. It's just like the formula for the children from the Gerber formula. It works, it works, it works. So when you have a feeling of sadness, take some time, breastfeed those feelings. When you have a feeling of fear, what does fear make of you? It makes of you a source from which to feed those fears. And your breath is the only formula that can satisfy your fears. So whenever you feel fearful about anything, go into a quiet corner, take some nice deep breaths, Feed them, take whatever time it needs to feed your fears with the breath of life. And breathe unto them, breathe into them, breathe into them until they feel satisfied, until they disappear. When they disappear, you know they are satisfied. They either gone off to sleep or they're gone off to play. But because they're your children, you are the one who have to satisfy them. And you are the one who have to secure them. Let's say it's a fear, a feeling of anger. Now, anger is a feeling where you feel lack of somewhat, lack of support. Well, the formula for sadness and the formula for fear are the same baby formula that works for anger. Whenever the anger comes up, anger is usually a buildup of energy that wants to be spent. You take it. You go into a quiet place. You breathe on your anger. You feed them. You breastfeed them. You breastfeed your anger. You breastfeed your anger. You feed it. You feed it. Take all the time needed to feed your anger, for you have what it needs. And it's not going away until you satisfy it, until it feels secure. And as you breathe into your anger, reminding it that it is your breath, that it is your God. Remind your anger that it is your spirit. Remind your anger that it is your plasma frequencies, your stardust. You have to feed it on substantial stuff, what it can take a hold of. And when you are able to supply it with what it needs, again, like fear and sadness, when it has had enough of the nourishment that it needs, it either goes off to sleep or it goes off to play. And you will not have that feeling hanging over you or running muck in your feeling space. So what is the formula for your emotions? Your breath. You have all of the breath that your feelings need. Rock them. Feed them. Let them go to bed. Give them all that they need, because your breath cannot be exhausted. Your feelings cannot exhaust your supply of breath. So take the time out, relax, breathe consciously and deeply into your feelings. And the happier, healthier, wealthier, freer, wiser, and sweeter all your feelings will feel when you take the time out to breastfeed them.